So for the third time, I've started talking and I wasn't recording. Y'all, it's Sunday and my mind is on so many different things, like thinking about what the week is gonna hold, what I gotta do, what I didn't get done this weekend that I was gonna pull over to next week. Good for me to have like this time of peace in the garden to be able to organize my thoughts and be able to kind of meditate on where I am with the garden, with life in general, and just be able to sort it all out. So what we're doing today, I have a broken shovel here and I'm just mixing in some rotted I was trying to figure out what the neighbor's dogs are barking at, and so is Brady. We're both kind of like, what's going on? Some rotted not cow, I don't have a cow, rotted rabbit manure into this raised bed here. This is our Olle raised bed. We did some actual bulbing onions in this bed last year. This year, everything's running together. Last growing season this year. And now I'm going to be planting these Lancelot leeks that we got from Dixondale. And last year we did our leeks from, year before last, we did our leeks from seed. And they didn't get very big, which is fine. We just marketed them as baby leeks, and because they were smaller, they were a lot more tender, and so you were actually able to use them in different ways. You were able to actually use the entire thing, as opposed to a larger leek where the greens get kind of tough at the top, and you can only use the white part or pale green part at the bottom. The rest of them we took and we also dehydrated and put into spice blends as well. But this year I do want to have some more marketable size ones on the table for farmers market. And so this year we're staggering our planting of our onions, leeks, a little bit more so that everything doesn't come at us all at once. But I do need a good bit coming in throughout the year because I do want to continue with our freeze-dried by BHG spice blends. And onions are a big part of what we use here on a daily basis in cooking. Chopped onions, seasoning with onions, just onions, period. We just love onions. So it's very important that we get enough for us, but also, again, to maybe be able to sell some, to be able to turn some money back over into the farm. If the farm can sustain itself, that in of itself is a blessing. So we'll take it. So what I just had Brian do is to go up on the hill where most of our trees are and rake up some leaves for me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plant a couple of rows down, and then we're going to sprinkle these leaves on top, and that's just going to create a barrier for moisture retention as they continue to grow throughout the season. But also it'll help with blanching as we continue to add layers to them over the months to come. I'm going to start with the bigger ones. So let me show you these roots, what they're looking like. This is what we're looking like. These are our roots. I showed you, I think, the tops earlier. And it's so loose, I don't know if you could see that. It literally just goes right down in there. How big it is. Gosh, I really hope that for the 2026 growing season that we're really able to install more of these beds somewhere on the property. One of the things we learned when it came to installing this is to make sure your space is level ahead of time and to make sure that you have plenty to fill it with. So like sticks and branches. Brady, what's wrong, honey? What is it? Okay. As I was loosening this soil up, I noticed that there were some leaves that have fallen in here already from the surrounding bushes and also from the lemon tree. And so that's cool. That's in here and it's rotting and breaking down and adding to the nutrient density of this particular bed. And this time of the year is a good time of the year to collect leaves and sticks and stuff like that. If you're planning on installing beds for the spring. Matter of fact, I would actually suggest to go ahead and get them now. In the off season, they should be a little bit cheaper, hopefully. Maybe you can find a clearance sale somewhere. But either way, just go ahead and get them, and you can go ahead and be adding the wood, the sticks and leaves, the, what is it called? The hogolala. And then you can go ahead and have some breaking down already happening through the fall. Of course, it's going to speed up when it gets warmer, but still, you'll already have it there. But even if you can't get the beds, like right now, this is an off season for the farm. There's very little coming in for the farm, so it's not the best time for us to invest in these beds. This one here, I think, was somewhere between $250 and $300, somewhere in there. And I still support that purchase. And if I could have 10 of them, I would. And Terry likes them too because they're so neat and you can get them all the same color. Everything can be symmetrical. You can set it up very nicely in the space that these provide. Not just one, but several. You can feed your family. So, all right, let's get these gloves back on. You can barely see them now. They're all tucked in. But they are there. Now, these other onions I'm probably going to plant later in the week. But in the meantime, I said onions, leeks. In the meantime, I'm just going to put them like in a little bit of water with a little bit of plant food. So if there's anything you should take away from today's video, let's make it use what you have on hand. If you're buying new beds for the new year, get you some leaves and sticks now while it's fall, and go ahead and make use of those. If you even have manure that you want to go ahead and be breaking down, you can have it break down in place. Just don't use anything that's hot unless you're going to have enough time to give it to completely break down. If for some reason you're not able to get to planting your leeks or your onion starts right away after they've been shipped to you, put the onions in a little bit of water, just enough for like the bulb end here to get water. You don't want to be going all the way up here, okay, because that can cause you some rot. So just enough for the bulb end and the roots to access the water. Keep an eye on it. I put a little bit of plant food, something very low. I like to use the ocean something. I can't remember the name of it, but it's very mild, very low, but it's enough to feed the microgreens that we do. And so it'll be enough for those onions until we're able to get them into the ground. Our onions this year were probably cared for in this way close to a month before we were able to get them into the ground. And then now I'm going to be doing the same thing with these, but with the leeks, but hopefully we're not looking at a month this time. Leeks do take a while to grow, 75 to 110 days after transplanting. So we're going to err on the side of caution. We're going to say 110 days, probably even a little bit longer. For some reason, leeks tend to grow a little slower for me. So maybe this year will be the year that I get my feeding program down for that. Now, you notice I did not feed anything in this particular planting because this is rich organic material in this bed. There's a lot of life in this bed. In a couple of weeks, I will probably throw some blood meal in and water it in real good. It's going to need some good nitrogen on it. And then later, I will throw in something more balanced, maybe like a 4-5-5, something like that, NPK. And I'll probably do that a few times before we begin our harvest period. But a lot of it will be based on what these leeks tell me that they need. If I start to see yellowing or spotting or something that shows that they're not healthy, then I'm probably going to need to investigate a little bit and see where we need to maybe feed a little, water more, water less. Just let the plants tell you what they need. I hope you learned something from this video, and I know it wasn't quite as fun as some of our videos have been in the past, but I really wanted to get this information out there for you. So I hope it helps you to grow big from home, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. This is a mosquito on my hand. Do you see this mess? This is a mosquito on my hand. Oh, nasty booger. Ugh, he was full too. Ugh. It's December.